Hello students, welcome back to physics class. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 3, force. So today we shall discuss what is force and force of friction. In our everyday life, we often have to push or pull objects in order to move them. For example, can you lift a bucket of water without holding it? No. Generally, to apply a force on an object, our body has to actually touch the object. For example, a door has to be pushed to open it and a box has to be pulled to lift it up. We may also apply force that may not always end up in moving things, such as sitting on a chair or leaning on the wall. That means a push or a pull acting on an object is called force. Next, the effects of force. Force cannot be seen, but its effects can be seen or felt. When the force is applied on a body, the following effects can be seen. First, a force can change the shape or size of an object. For example, if we press a balloon with our hands, the shape of the balloon is changes, but not the mass. Force can change the shape of an object but not the mass. Now, number 2 says a force can make a stationary object move. For example, a football starts moving when it is kicked. Now coming to number 3. A force can change the direction of a moving object. For example, in the game of cricket, the direction of a moving ball can be changed by applying force on it through a bat. Or you can change the motion of carom by striker. Number 4. The force can stop a moving object if it is applied in the direction opposite to the motion. Here you can see bicycle and car can be stopped using brake, or a football being stopped by a goalkeeper. Number 5 says a force can increase or decrease the motion of an object. For example, when we give push to a moving swing, we make it move faster. When we apply a force in the opposite direction, we make the swing slow down. So, these are the effects of force. Our next topic is force of friction. So, what is friction? Friction means to rub. When two surfaces come in contact with each other in such a way that they rub or shake against one another, friction occurs. That means the friction of force or friction is the force that exists between two surfaces in contact and always opposes the motion of one surface over the other. Now let's discuss some characteristics of friction. Number 1, friction always acts in the direction opposite the motion. So, unless the force that is moving the object is enough to overcome the frictional force, the object will come to a stop. That is why a rolling ball stops on its own after rolling for a while. Number 2 says the frictional force depends on the type of surface in contact. If the surface are smooth, friction will be less. But if the surface is rough, friction is greater. You all know the friction is very slight in regular shoes, but the shoes you can see in the picture has spikes as ice is slippery. And lastly, friction is a relativity complex phenomena to explain. One theory is that any smooth surface is actually quite rough, consisting of depressions and elevations when examined closely. As one surface slides over the other, these depressions and elevations lock into each other, causing resistance to motion. Another theory is that when two surfaces come in contact, their atoms and molecules pull at each other due to electrostatic forces. So, when we try to slide one surface over other, these offer a resistance to motion. Friction produces heat. For example, your palms feel warm when you rub them together. So, this was what about the friction of forces. So, in today's class, we have learned what is force, its effects, and the force of friction. In the next video, we shall discuss about the types of frictions and its disadvantages and advantages.